If you're thinking about moving to the Orlando, Florida area, but you want, or maybe you need an affordable new construction home, then you're going to want to know about what this new construction builder is offering here in Orange City, Florida. When we get calls from those all over the country looking to move to the Orlando, Florida area, they're often asking for affordable options because look, not everyone has $600,000 or $1 million to buy a new home. So today we're going to be touring 2 homes here in a small new construction community in Orange City. Now it's important to note that although we will be addressing some flaws that we see, we're also going to be addressing why this builder and this community can be a fantastic option if you're thinking about moving to Orlando, Florida. So we'll talk about this community and the details and pricing of these homes, but let's start off with the tour. So as we head inside the first model, the first thing I want to address on the outside of the home is that this builder does give St. Augustine grass in the front and also in the back of the home. We see it a lot that builders just don't do that. They put the St. Augustine in the front, which does need a lot of water, and then Bahia in the back, which does not. And that works for most homes, but this home at this price point is very nice to have St. Augustine throughout the entire home. This model, the first home we're looking at, is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath with 1,700 square foot and a 2-car garage. So let's go ahead and head on inside. I'll let Charlie head in first. And as we see the foyer here, first thing I want to do is point up high. You're going to see how tall these ceilings are. It's a great feel for a home in this price point that it gives it an aura of expense, which makes it really nice.
What would you do here though?
I think I would do this. I don't think there's much else really to do.
What about a shoe rack?
It's just an entrance. Okay, you could put a shoe rack. I guess it depends on your lifestyle. If you're somebody that's real busy and you have a lot going on, I would probably do that. You'll notice the paint that they've done, or I guess this may actually just be wallpaper, but they've done a lot of touches in here. They do not come standard. This builder is, they do some upgrades. We'll talk about that in a bit, but you'll see some other nice things they've done. They've decorated the walls, some nice art. None of that is standard. So that's not even an upgrade. They just don't do that here. But as we head in, I'm going to make a quick note about the garage. The garage, they're using that for the, some of the construction guys using that as an office, but one great feature they have is they put a 220 out there for an electric vehicle charging. So let's go ahead, and in here's the laundry room. Now you can buy the washer and dryer with the home. I don't encourage that unless you like spending a lot of money, and maybe the builder would hate me saying that, but these are great appliances. But look, we've got a Lowe's and a Home Depot probably a mile from here, 1.5 miles from here, maybe not. Again, some great artwork they've done, but it's not part of what comes standard here. They have a closet here, plenty of storage. Yep. And then there's a half bath right here in the front of the home, which I think is great. I love that. If you have guests, something like that, or maybe sometimes you just gotta go when you're coming in, and even when you're coming in right from the garage, sometimes it's drop and go. 15 SEER AC, train AC unit.
What does 15 SEER mean?
Well, that's the efficiency rating of it. That just means it's super efficient. Now the AC industry, I guess, is always changing now, and so the newer ones, frankly, I don't know if they're as good as the old ones, but they are more efficient. In the kitchen here, the first thing I want to point out is the pantry over here. There's well, I guess technically it's a walk-in. I'm going to call it a reach-in, but it's a nice sized pantry. And then as we head into the kitchen, this builder does include the refrigerator, glass top stove, and a stainless steel dishwasher. Fantastic features that they include. A lot of builders do not include the refrigerator. This is a small family builder, and they really focus on quality, and they do some great things. So we'll talk about those a bit later. And so let's look at the countertops. Quartz countertops, matching quartz. I believe it's the same in all the bathrooms. Over here, 42-inch cabinetry. It's not soft close. But again, we're not paying $600,000 or $1 million for a home here, guys. Nice stainless steel sink with a garbage disposal. Just Again, these are pretty typical things that you'll find, but oftentimes you're going to find them at a higher price point.
That is a massive drawer right there. We're going to talk about that?
Sure, we can talk about it. Very large drawer, and that's a good point, Charlie.
Any dovetail?
No dovetail here. Again, we're not spending $600,000, $1 million for this home. But keep in mind, these homes, a lot of these homes with this construction, they've been doing this stuff for a long time. So this home is still very solid. Let's go ahead and head into the bedrooms. I think we've covered the kitchen in general. One thing I should note is that this home comes wired for pendant lighting, but it does not include the pendant lighting. And we'll talk about the living area in a bit. You'll see this is upgraded tile here. This home comes standard with 17-inch square tile and then carpet in the bedroom. So this is part of their upgrade. We'll talk about the upgraded packages in a bit. So front bedroom, which I really like the layout, the way they have this. The two bedrooms are together, separated by the bath. And but in here, nothing too crazy, but 9'4" ceilings. You'll see 4 recessed lights. That is part of their upgrades. They have 3 packages, but that's an upgrade. So all this home comes wired for is it's wired for a light or a fan. Closets, instead of bifold doors, they have the two doors.
The no-fold doors.
The no-fold doors. No-fold, is that a word? I don't think no-fold is. It can be our word. It's good enough for the video. In the bath, you're going to see the matching quartz, as I spoke of before. Mm-hmm. And they have some good artwork in here, but artwork you're not paying for again. If you spin around, you can see the tub shower combo that they have.
Okay.
Nice tile, good quality stuff.
Like that.
This builder does a nice job with what they do. Nothing crazy. You're not going to find gold faucets or anything like that.
No doors overlapping.
No doors.
We hate that.
True. We've seen that, and
we do all the time.
In expensive homes, very expensive homes.
Can't get them to stop.
Maybe we're just too picky. But
so
this room again, you're going to see the lights. These fancy lights don't come with it. The colored walls are not standard. And then again, no fold doors in the closet.
No fold doors, yep.
So let's head back out and take a look at the main living area. Now we're kind of rushing through this perhaps, and part of that is because they just don't have all the details that so many builders have. But this builder does this very well. This area, Orange City, is a blue collar area. We are not Lake Mary or Orlando proper when it comes to pricing. So up here, there's a lot of people that work, at the Amazon distribution center, right, a mile away from here, the hospital right down the street, or one of the local restaurants or stores. So let's take a look at the main living area. And I like what they did here, just a dining area. It gives you an open feel. The whole thing is very open this way. And then here in this area, very open. You're going to see these lights up top. Again, not standard. $770. You can get that upgrade. And I say that $770. That could change. That could go up. It could go down. I doubt it's going up. But let's head into the primary bedroom suite. Now, we're going to come to a major flaw that I have in a moment. But for now, let's start off with the primary bedroom. And you're going to see, again, colors, but 9'4" ceilings. It's a very elegant feel in here. Very nice. They do a nice job with their windows. Blinds do come standard, which is a nice feature that a
lot of builders don't come with that.
Right. You just don't see it. Let's go ahead and head down to the bathroom now.
Before we do, we talked a lot about black walls in a prior video. What do you guys think? Did this builder pull it off as well?
Well, I don't think as good as that other one.
I definitely don't think so.
But it does look nice.
It does look nice.
And this home is probably half. This home is less than half of the price of that other home. So many people
will give it a pass.
Right. This is a very nice home, and for most people, certainly here, we're up in the West Volusia area, where it tends to be a little more blue collar, a little less expensive. One fantastic feature that this home has that you only find in those more expensive homes is the closet space. There are 2 closets in here. This is one, and then the other one over here. Over here is where they have the music, autumn jazz. Maybe we should put some rock and roll on.
Let's do it.
What do you
Turn
think?
it. Turn it.
No, let's not.
Okay. Which one's the his and hers closet?
I don't know. I think they're about the same.
I think they are as well.
I think if we were buying this, I think this would be mine.
Oh, okay. That
And
makes
then
sense.
this would be hers,
Right.
and the other one
that one would be hers as well, of course.
Because
yeah.
my wife loves her closet space.
Here, I think it's a little hard to see how big the closets are, but they are a pretty good space here. Just like to show you that.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah, they're nice. They're really nice. And then the bathroom, I like the layout of it. It does have a shower, step-in shower, very large, and they did what we often see.
Watch your step there. You almost,
I know, I'm gonna fall.
Fell.
I'll break my neck.
No, I'm not catching you. I'm holding the camera.
You can turn your water on here, so you're staying out of it. Again,
yeah.
that's a feature you're not gonna see. Well, it's a feature you're often going to see in a $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 home.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I like the natural light in here. I think it really helps.
it is nice. It is nice. This whole house is really well lit.
Yeah.
I believe. Not crazy about the stainless steel here. It's not stainless steel, but chrome look.
Why don't you
Not
like
so
it?
crazy
That's
about
what I
that.
have. What's wrong with
I
it?
just don't think it's so great.
Okay.
Just don't think it's so great.
Alrighty.
And then you're going to see over here, again, the quartz countertops, dual sinks, plenty of cabinet space, and plenty of counters. So there's a good bit of space. Again, something very nice that you're only going to find. And then, of course, over here behind Charlie is the
Water closet.
no, the poop room.
Poop room.
It's a poop room.
Sorry.
But we'll call it a water closet.
We feel like this toilet's a little short.
Well, that's
Might
that's
be
a
hard to
downside
tell, but-
of an affordable home.
Get it? Get it?
Oftentimes-
The downside?
The downside. That's really bad, Charlie.
Well, you said it. You said it.
That's a dad joke if I've ever heard one. So let's go ahead and let's head out into the main living area again, because I want to talk about this neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood. Let's come on outside. Go ahead.
Okay.
You head on first. And there's a nice little lanai here. Fantastic.
There's the nice grass out back. You
Right.
said St. Augustine, right?
Yes, and it's already established.
Good.
Pavers out here, which is great. So there's a lot of wonderful things about this home. The one issue I have with this home is the very thing that's so great about it, and that's the location. So we're located here right off of Graves and 472, which really means you're super close to I-4. That way heads down to Orange City. Daytona is down that way, and I-4 is right there. And all that's wonderful. So location is great. But guys, I have been coming here for years, driving down this little road, and pan over there, Charlie, just show the traffic. Like,
That's Graves right there, right?
there's nobody there. That's Graves. And there's nobody there. Like, it's a slow, nice, and easy road. But I can tell you, it's not going to look like that at 5, 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to be busy. It's going to be slow. Now, about a year ago here, they did widen it. They widened it in preparation for this new construction community, but it hasn't solved the problem. There's a lot of traffic coming through here, and that is, in my mind, the greatest flaw with this community. If you want to go out here and you need to make a left turn, I don't even know if they allow you to make a left turn here, but you're not going to want to make a left turn. You're going to want to go to one of the side entrances, either on Kentucky or on Veterans Memorial there, to get out and then make a left at the traffic light. So again, that's the big flaw. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and we will get into some pricing, what this builder offers, and some incentives in a bit. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the second model. So before we get to this next home, which has 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 1,647 square feet, and one feature that I don't ever see in a home in this price range, and we discuss some details, some incentives, and the prices, frankly, of this home. Let's talk about this community here on the north side of Orlando. Well, this little community has 170 homes, about 100 single-family residential, and 70 townhomes. We're about a mile from the Amazon distribution center, UF Health Hospital, the movie theater, and I-4. I-4 connects from Daytona down through West Volusia and Orange City onto Orlando and eventually onto Daytona Beach. So it's really nicely located. We're just a mile from all that. We're about 2 miles in the other direction to Walmart, Lowe's, Bell's, Publix, and all kinds of restaurants. About 15 minutes up the road to historic downtown DeLand. 25 minutes to Sanford and Sanford International Airport. Beaches, New Smyrna and Daytona Beach are about 35 minutes over to the east. We're 45 minutes to Orlando International Airport and all the attractions. Now, the homeowners association in here is going to run you about $100 a month for a single family home. It's going to run you about $177 for those townhomes, but that includes all of your landscaping and your mowing. This community has a playground, a gazebo, a walking trail, which I don't think they have the walking trail installed yet, and several fitness stations. Again, the downside of this community is the traffic. Now, the traffic really is on one side of this road, so if you want to be in this community but you don't want to have to contend with that traffic, make sure you give us a call. And for that matter, if you want to be anywhere here in the Orlando area and you want to be away from the traffic, or maybe you don't want to be near a lake because you're afraid of an alligator eating you, simply reach out. And because we know this area very well. We've grown up here for so many years, so we know this area and we know where to be and where you don't want to be. So before we get on to the details of pricing, let's go ahead and take a look at this next model. Okay, so as we head inside, I want to point out that, I don't know if I've said it already, but this home does come with a camera doorbell, which is a great little feature. It's a smart home, so they have several items. I'm not really going to speak to them per se, but we're going to head right in the laundry room, which is in the very front of the home. Now, Charlie said a minute ago that he hated the laundry room in the front of the home, but I think it's great actually, because we're a long ways from any of the bedrooms and hearing that noise. When that dryer's clanging, I'm not liking that sound. So
it's nice for the noise, but then I have to walk across the whole house to get my
exercise.
laundry.
It's good exercise.
I don't want to exercise
You need
when
the
I'm doing my
exercise.
laundry.
Okay, so let's start off looking at the. This is the color that comes standard. This is the cabinet that comes standard. You'll see it's a gray.
Looks very nice.
And remember, there's 3 packages here. Okay, and this is the tile that you're going to get. 17-inch square, and then I don't know, 12 or 13-inch tile here, and then this is just the color of your quartz. Yes, as you know, it's thicker than that. So I mentioned before that there's, well, I don't know, did I mention before that there's 3 packages? I think I did. But there's 3 packages, 3 upgrades, and approximately $8,000, $10,000, and $12,000 for each one. That depends on which model, which elevation you pick, and all that good stuff. So the first one, you want to just come down, Charlie, so I'm not having to pick it up, but you're going to see the 3 colors. This is the cabinet. This is the approximately $8,000 package. Okay. Second one over here. This is going to give you 3 options, where you had 2 options with the first one.
So 2 floor options?
2 floor options. Thanks for clarifying there.
Okay.
And then option 2, the $10,000 approximately option, gives you 3 floor options with the brown cabinet.
Thanks for showing that. That helps it look better.
Okay, great. And
I wouldn't choose that one, but you guys let us know in the comments which one you would choose.
I think it looked good.
I think the gray actually looks
Wasn't
really
this the one in
nice.
the other cabinet? Got a kitchen?
I think so, but I don't know. I just like the gray.
Okay.
I like the standard.
Well, you'd save $8,000.
I would.
And then
$10,000 from that one.
The third option gives you 2 colors. It gives you a lighter gray and almost white. And then there's 4 flooring options that are available to you there.
Which I think this is one of those floor options right
Yes,
there.
I believe this is
really nice.
the upgraded Mac Daddy.
I don't know. I feel like,
Yeah, but aren't you colorblind?
well, they're pretty much the same color.
The one on the left is definitely lighter.
Well, it's $12,000 more, so I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
and
know.
then lastly, what I forgot to talk about in the primary bathroom, this comes standard. This is the standard floor inside the shower. So the garage is in there. I'm not going to go into that. There's a little closet there as well.
Little AC room, I believe.
Yeah, okay, is that what it is? All right.
Yeah.
Smart home package, I mentioned
We didn't really go over this in the last one, but looks
well,
very fancy.
Fancy. I'll leave it at that. I don't understand how all that works, so I'm gonna just stay out of that. As we enter in this home, similar to the last one, long and wide, which I think is fantastic. It's a very spacious, open feel. Right here in the front, there's a pantry. I don't think this one's as large as the other one. Now this home
Definitely not.
is practically the same square footage. This one only has 2 bedrooms, and
This one has four
bedrooms, 2 baths.
There it
Sorry, I
is.
got them mixed up. And again, the quartz does have the overhanging bar, which is fantastic. Gives plenty of space. Remember that some of these things do not come standard. These lights do not come standard. And then over here, you're going to see this is that white one we just looked at. So,
Yeah.
So yes, this would be the approximately $12,000 upgrade. 42-inch cabinets with a backsplash on the quartz.
Yep.
Something worth noting, and it's a small detail, but they painted this wall.
Here, let me show
So-
over here. There it is.
If you were just to buy this home and move in, it wouldn't look like this because you're not going to have that color. And Charlie and I talked about it before and thought that the color, that little bit of color, made a big difference. And so many people, I think, are just going to buy a home and never do it, but it makes such a big difference. The rest of this home over here that we're seeing is pretty much the same as the other. Nothing really different, same appliances. The appliances are pretty cool. Samsung appliances do come standard. And so let's go ahead and first head in to the primary bedroom and the bath. Let's check out the bath in here first. Now this gives you where I said that the shower was smaller in the other bath. This one's larger. May not be as long.
There's that tile that we saw earlier.
Yes, it is.
And
it'd be cool if they put some different color grout in
There's
there.
the chrome that you think is so horrible.
I loathe it. Well,
Yeah.
I think it just seems like in 5-10 years, those are the types of things that seem to give out. And then, of course, there's 2 sinks inside this quartz cabinetry. And then as we head over, now we gave the builder a pass. We complimented the builder because this is a fantastic builder. They do great work, but they apparently have the same problem that every other builder does, and that is, how do your doors fit?
Hold on, how do I show? Hold on. What are you doing? You're being weird.
It is weird. It's weird how the doors don't fit. Like,
don't know.
maybe I could put a pocket door or something in?
Anything, but
I don't know. These builders, this builder is not as big as the other, but somehow they're probably smarter than me and you both. Even if we combined it, they're probably better than both of us. We are going to see a low toilet again here. Not crazy about that in the water closet.
Poop room.
So heading back out, we're going to head to the primary suite, which has the feature that I think is amazing for a home in this price range. And we will come to the price shortly here. Hang with us. We're also going to look at the incentives and some more details of this home. The color, again, I want to keep harping on it because it's not included. These are small things, but how much would it cost to paint? Like to paint this and that other section. I mean, a gallon of paint gives you probably 3 coats on both of them. You're 30 bucks in, 50, maybe 50 bucks. Who knows? How much is a gallon of paint now?
I don't know.
Maybe it's 100 bucks. I don't even know. But let's check out this closet.
All right.
I'm going.
Whoa, I can't keep up.
And gone.
There we go.
Look at how big this thing is.
Yeah, let me get to the back. Watch your head there.
That hurt.
I bet it did. Here, let me show them this way. It is
For a home in this
way down
price,
there.
at this price point, it's pretty incredible that they found a home at this size with 1,647 square feet. They still found a way to get a massive walk-in closet.
Even the last one with the 2 walk-in closets, that was pretty impressive too.
That was. Let's go ahead and take a look at what they've done to the bedrooms. But first, let's stop here in the main living area.
Okay.
Similar to what they did in the last one, they put these up. Now, I don't know how you do that. It's probably painted in between, but it looks great. Small, inexpensive, affordable things that you can do to your home, and it's just not that crazy to do. Let's go ahead before we head out and look at the porch and we fuss about something else. Let's take a look at the bedrooms and this bath. Now, this bath has quartz tops, dual sinks, but we're right here at 3 bedrooms, which is why the dual sinks. Great idea.
Definitely needed.
I think so often that they wouldn't, but with 3 bedrooms right here, you're gonna need it. Tub shower combo, like the other home, and tile, which is great. Again, maybe I should be an interior designer. No, we've already talked about how
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Okay, but again, you know, you can paint, folks. This is inexpensive stuff, and if you're buying this, well, we've already established that you don't have $1 million to buy a home. If you don't have $1 million to buy a home, then this is a good place to be, and you can get a lot of home. Look what they did here. I love the spaceship theme. And you will see again, if you show up, Charlie, you'll show the recessed lighting. That's part of that $770 per room that you can get, along with the ceiling fan. That's also an upgrade. Now, as we head through, I'm going to go into the other bedroom, then let's show them that one thing that we were doing before.
Okay.
But let's wait on that. I'll go back through.
Okay. So that's like my favorite feature.
Favorite feature of the whole house.
Maybe.
It's coming up, folks, in just 1 minute.
Be.
So here, they just wallpapered. They just did a theme in here. Nothing crazy.
I would have loved this as a kid.
Affordable. Yeah, it might be pretty cool now, frankly.
I would be okay with it. What do you guys think?
Charlie, spin around here and check out what they did. Now, this is not standard. This is not what they do, but look how they did this. Show that. I'm going to go through. Hello.
Whoa. Let's see if I can.
Ah!
There it is. All right.
I don't actually think that's a good idea. If you have a 4-bedroom home in this price point, you probably have 2 or 3 children. I don't know if I would have wanted my kids to have that. I think my daughter would have killed my son had that happen. So let's head into the next bedroom. And this room's just completely different. Beachy theme. Has a little map of Daytona Beach over here, but this is a beach theme. This is what we do here. You know, Florida, this home right now as it sits, we're probably 30-35 minutes from your toes in the sand. Again, the
no-fold doors.
No-fold doors, thank you. I couldn't think of that word. You saved me yet again.
You're welcome for saying the no-fold doors.
So let's head outside, Charlie.
What's in there?
Well, this is just a closet. Nice,
okay.
Thanks though.
Okay.
There's a lot of storage in this room, in this home. This builder has done a wonderful job of using their space appropriately. Again, 9'4" ceilings here. And then as we head out back, I'm going to complain yet again before we get to the pricing. Come back out here and let me close this door. So as we sit here, we already know about my complaint about the traffic. But then this home sits right here, backed up against these guys. Now maybe they're nice neighbors, but maybe you can share a meal. I don't know if I would like that so much.
Yeah, I mean, if you're out here and they're out there, you're gonna be sharing a meal, like it or not.
Or sharing smells.
Yeah, something.
Who knows what? Maybe I'm gross.
It's kind of like facing them, you know?
So, well, with that in mind, let's go ahead. Let's go back over to the first model because that's where all our camera paraphernalia is. And let's go ahead and address the details and the pricing and the incentives for this home.
What do you mean by paraphernalia?
It's stuff. It's just stuff. Our equipment, our camera equipment.
Cut.
No, that sounds fancy. So now that we're back in the first home that we toured, let's take a look at some of the details of these homes and their pricing and what you can actually get one for. Well, this is a small family builder, as I mentioned before, and they really focus on quality as their calling card. They have an app for your phone that provides weekly updates with photos, and apparently they call you on a weekly basis. Now, I've never heard of another builder doing that, so I find that pretty incredible. They have an 8 to 10 month build time, which is pretty standard. And standard features, again, 220 outlet in the garage for vehicle charging. They have paver line driveways and walkways. They have keyless entry with a camera doorbell, which this all standards, folks. The blinds come standard, Samsung appliances. The kitchen is pre-wired for these pendant lighting that you see here. Again, this is not even an upgrade option for you. They have irrigation for the entire yard for that St. Augustine grass because St. Augustine does need a lot of water. Quartz kitchen, quartz countertops come standard in the kitchen and the bathrooms. And the builder also offers a 1-year cosmetic and a 10-year structural warranty. So let's take a look at the upgrades now. Now, some of you may complain that, well, they don't offer a bunch of upgrades. They don't offer all the bells and whistles. And that's true, they don't. But I can tell you that I have taken people into some of these new construction homes, and they'll spend 20, 30, 40% of the purchase price of that home on upgrades alone. And what often happens is they go and they put in all those upgrades, then they go back to their lender and they find that they simply don't qualify. And that hurts. That hurts very bad, because then they feel like they have a half of a home. You get one upgrade here, let's say you get a $10,000 upgrade, and bam, you're done. You've got a very solid home. Maybe you come in and you paint. Maybe you get the upgrade in some particular rooms, like add the 4 recessed lightings, or maybe in the primary bedroom, and then you put in your own, just a plain ceiling fan in the kids' room, and I think it's a great thing. Their appliances are expensive, like the washer and dryer, but again, there's a Lowe's and Home Depot right down the road, and it's just good to know that this builder is gonna set you at a price point that others just can't do, and that's a big advantage. So this builder will give you, if you use their lender, they will give you 6% of the purchase price towards the purchase of your home, and that is a lot of money. And the base price of this home, as it sits here today, the one we're in right now, with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2-car garage, and 1,713 square feet, is $356,990. Now, if you say that's a lot of money, then for this area, I think you're just wrong. I hate to just be so blatant about it, but you're not going to get it much cheaper. You can get, in this community, you can get a home for $321,990. A brand new construction home, super energy efficient, super low electric bills, and 6% of the purchase price back is a fantastic deal. The other home that we looked at was 1,647 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a 2-car garage, is $349,990, and that has 1,647 square feet. So if you want to be in this area, anywhere here in the Orlando area, simply reach out and give us a call. We can keep you away from those roads, keep you away from those alligators that I spoke of earlier, or whatever it is you need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.